The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
Here's something for your listeners, okay? I did about 100 some odd pages dossier on Obama's family, okay? His uncle, have you heard about Obama's brother Malik?
I've seen a picture of Malik.
Okay.
I don't know much about him.
Dude
I follow
has
George.
A Social Security number.
Say that again?
Yeah.
Say it one
Obama's
time.
brother Malik.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a Social Security number from D.C.
What year?
Oh man, don't make me pull that file up.
No, don't. It's not necessary. No, because it's going to create too much lag time in the interview.
Yeah,
but
it's from the 1980s. Okay. Now, dude is an illegal alien. How did he get a Social Security number? How did 5 of his relatives share the same damn number?
So you're saying that 5 of Obama's relatives are sharing the same Social Security number?
Hell yeah, same address and everything. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. The thing is, a number like that could be sold 5 times over. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
yeah.
Now, can you tell me off the top of your head who these relatives are that are all sharing? Now, you said Malik is
Obama.
one of them.
All cousins, nieces, nephews.
All have the same Social Security number.
About 4 or 5 of them did, yeah.
Now, it's not a case where they all lived in the same residence at once and somehow they were accidentally associated with that number, Al?
No, impossible. They all got different addresses.
They all have different addresses and they share the same Social Security number.
Obama's brother Malik has that Barack H. Obama Senior Foundation or whatever the hell that thing is, and he's over there and back in Africa. But that for how he got it, I have no earthly idea.
It's too bad you don't have to give a DNA sample when you get one of those.
Oh man, it's unbelievable. I mean, this guy's family's something else. I mean, they're experts at this. Okay, and
I always got the idea that the Dunhams really knew how to milk the system, if you know what I'm saying. Because here's a woman that was flying back and forth to Indonesia, for example, but at the same time, Barack openly admits that as a student she was on food stamps. So my thought is, if you've got the money, because I know you can't buy an airline ticket with food stamps, if you've got the money to fly around the world, let's remember this, Al, because a lot of our listeners are younger. In the 1960s, being a member of the jet set really meant something. Only the wealthiest of the wealthy flew around the world. And for her to have money to do that in the 1960s, but to have to be on food stamps while she was a student, that doesn't really add up to me. What that is exactly what you just said. Some people that really know how to work it.
That's the whole thing. They're experts at working the system, okay? And look, I mean, everybody knows that he grew up in Hawaii. Everybody knows that his Social Security number's from Connecticut, okay? I mean, I tore that place apart through that database, and I found nothing that linked his father to ever living in Connecticut, okay? Now, his uncle Omar has a Social Security number that was given to him in the 1960s when he was here on student visa.
Okay.
I mean, I did a thing on his uncle Omar and his Aunt Zatuni. And Aunt Zatuni has a Social Security number that was issued to her from Indiana. And she lives in Massachusetts, so you go figure on that one.
I know that according to the Hawaiian Police Department, at least the ones that had been in the department long enough to know, at one point in Hawaii, the mafia was selling Hawaiian birth certificates to people all over the world, just because I guess that was an easy place for somebody to get a fake birth certificate because of how sloppy they are. So here you have Social Security numbers being doled out like candy as well. So, interesting.
Well, this is the whole thing. Now, the dossier that I did on Aunt Zatuni is on my website. The dossier that I did on Uncle Omar is on my website. The dossier that I did on George Soros is on my website.
I haven't seen that. What can you tell us about George while you're here?
Oh, my God. Dude's got more money you can shake a stick at.
I think we all knew that.
Well, he's a naturalized American citizen. I mean, dude has his own Social Security number, too.
Okay.
And
well, that's okay if you're naturalized, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, dude's clean. I mean, he's got one judgment against him, but that's like back in the 90s.
Oh, come on. If you're in business, you get judgments against you all the time. I mean, I've worked for some high rollers. Suing and being sued is just part of being in business.
No, but Soros is clean. And but Uncle Omar and Zatuni, I'll send you the database I got on Obama's family.
Okay. Now,
I mean, it's kind of long, but...
Well, we're going to post some of this stuff. So what I need you to do, and you've already sent me some of the links, is on the Blog Talk site. We're just going to let people, and you know, you're kind of like me. I think I always tell people I don't want you to believe anything I'm saying. Okay, it would be wrong for me to ask you to believe me, but I'll throw the information out there, and you look at it yourself. You investigate it 9 ways to Sunday, and in the name of transparency, which I know you told me before the show you're all about transparency, let them come to their own conclusions. I don't think
That's right, and that's what I wrote. That's what I wrote. My very first article. I do not want this to be true. That's what I wrote in my first article. So I tell you, prove me wrong, please. But nobody's been able to.
Yeah, and the thing is Lord Monckton, the British climate skeptic, does the same thing. He starts his presentations by saying, I don't want you to believe anything I'm saying. So you said before the show and when we talked last week, you're all about transparency, so you're going to live up to that. We're going to post some of your stuff, and people can take a look at it, review the data for themselves, and draw their own conclusions. And I don't think you can do more than give people the information and let them find out for themselves.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.